Welcome to the Splunk Offerings Baseline eLearning course. During this course, we'll provide an overview of Splunk products and services. We'll explain what they are and how to position them. This course is a high-level introduction into four main areas. First, we'll look at the Splunk standalone products. Next, we'll cover premium solutions and a few featured apps that are available for purchase. We'll also address the Splunk service offerings such as support, professional services, customer advisory services, and education. Finally, we'll wrap up by discussing some focus areas for selling Splunk. Please note that this is an overview course. Follow up with the in-depth courses on each of these topics for more details. Let's begin by exploring the Splunk product line in more detail. We'll also walk you through the licensing structure and basic support options for each product. Depending on your customer's use case, you may cater your discussion to one or all of our three core product offerings: Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Cloud, and Splunk Lite. Let's look at each one. Our first and primary product is Splunk Enterprise, also known as Core Splunk. This is your on-premises installation of Splunk that helps make machine data accessible, usable, and valuable to everyone. Splunk 6.5 is our most current version of Splunk Enterprise, targeted to meet our customers' needs for scalability and management. Many of our customers have been asking for Splunk Enterprise as a cloud service for large-scale production environments. And in October 2013, we went to market with our cloud offering, which gives users all the power of Splunk Enterprise delivered as a service and running on Amazon Web Services. We're also able to offer Splunk Cloud in AWS GovCloud in the US. This offering is a configuration of Splunk Cloud, which runs in the AWS GovCloud US region. GovCloud allows highly regulated customers to move workloads to the cloud via a secure and compliant data center. Currently, it cannot be sold by partners, but this may change. Next is Splunk Lite, which brings the power of Splunk to smaller IT environments that are looking for complete solutions for log search and analysis. It's offered at a lower price point, but is limited to 5 users operating as a single instance on a server, and 20 gigabytes of daily data indexing. Splunk Lite is available in both a locally installable software version as well as a cloud service offering. So in summary, our three main offerings are Splunk Enterprise, which is our flagship product, Splunk Cloud, our software as a service, and Splunk Lite, a light version of Splunk for small IT environments. With Splunk Enterprise, we offer two different kinds of licenses. If you've worked in enterprise sales before, you're probably familiar with this concept. We have perpetual licenses, which customers own forever. We also have annual or term licenses, which are licenses to use Splunk Enterprise for 1 year at a time. Splunk Enterprise is licensed according to the number of gigabytes a customer needs to index per day. Most of your opportunities will likely be for perpetual licenses, because it offers longevity and gives customers ownership of the software in perpetuity. Perpetual customers are required to buy first-year support and will need to renew support each year. We'll talk about the support options more in a moment. As you become more experienced selling Splunk, you'll soon become familiar with our standard pricing options for various sizes of Splunk, and now we have built-in discounts in our pricing list. An annual term license of Splunk Enterprise can also be sold. It means that the customer will only own the license for a year. While a 1-year term license is cheaper, 33% of comparable perpetual cost, it may not be advantageous for a customer to only own Splunk for 1 year. But each scenario is unique, and you'll figure out over time when to use term to your advantage. With a term license, the customer will have to purchase a new license each year. And if a term customer wants to upgrade, we usually keep the original expiration date. It's very important to note to your term customers that there isn't any trade-in value from term to perpetual. The value of term is that you get to use our full-use enterprise license for 1 year at 33% of what it costs a perpetual customer. In both term and perpetual quoting, we'll be providing a license to the customer based on the amount of data indexed in a 24-hour period. Splunk Enterprise pricing is a constant topic of discussion with customers, investors, and stakeholders. As part of our efforts to dispel the notion of Splunk's expense at higher volumes, drive greater awareness with our customers, increase the velocity of transactions over the long term, and come to a standard disclosure that's common with next-gen enterprise software companies, on our website, we have publicly released America's US dollar prices for 1, 10, 50, and 100 gigabyte price levels of Splunk Enterprise perpetual and annual term licenses. On our website pricing page, we also showcase a graph illustrating how the more data a customer indexes, the less they pay. Making our volume discounted pricing more transparent allows customers to see how quickly their price per gigabyte goes down as data volume increases, giving them less incentive to unnecessarily limit the amount of data they're ingesting into Splunk. It also helps refute the market perception that Splunk is expensive. In your continued learning, you'll hear about the Splunk maturity model. This model also illustrates how deeper insights and business value is attained from using the same data with more advanced analysis. So a customer pays once to get the data into Splunk, but then that same data can be used by multiple organizations for various purposes. Splunk also offers mature customers some incentive pricing in the form of package bundles, such as a Customer Adoption Bundle, or CAB, true-up options, where customers pay a set price and then true-up overage costs at the end of the year, and Enterprise Adoption Agreements, EAAs, that make it more advantageous for an organization to standardize on Splunk as a platform and consume larger licenses over a defined period of time. Splunk Cloud delivers the full feature set of Splunk Enterprise as a cloud service, in addition to full app, SDK, API, and ecosystem access. Splunk Cloud offers a low-friction customer experience with annual and monthly subscription-based pricing. Just like Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Cloud is priced according to the amount of data indexed per day. Splunk Cloud starts at only $675 per month for up to 5 gigabytes of data a day, and seamlessly scales to 5 terabytes a day. In addition, in August 2014, Splunk announced a 33% price reduction for Splunk Cloud, which aligns Splunk Cloud pricing to be 1.33 times the price of an annual Splunk Enterprise term license. Also, all base plans come with 90 days of retention, more than competing solutions. This will make it very easy for customers to calculate their total cost of ownership of Splunk Cloud and determine if they wish to purchase Splunk Enterprise or Splunk Cloud. Support is included with the annual subscription plan. Next is Splunk Lite, which is less expensive than Splunk Enterprise and Cloud. It was designed specifically to meet the business and technology needs of small IT environments in the area of log search and analysis. Splunk Lite is a cost-effective solution for these customers and gives them an entry-level offering that's based on Splunk's proven technology. Splunk Lite is limited to 5 users, operating as a single instance on a server, and 20 gigabytes of daily data indexing. While it operates on a single server, it can collect and index data from nearly unlimited data sources and servers. Splunk Lite is sold for on-premises use in both a 1-year term and perpetual licensing model. The cloud version is sold on a monthly basis, but can also be purchased in a 1-year term. Both are priced based on the volume of data indexed daily. The term pricing, software or cloud service, includes support, whereas perpetual, software only, has a first-year mandatory support cost of 20% of the perpetual license cost. Splunk Lite is typically sold via the eStore on Splunk.com for folks located in Canada, EMEA, US, and ANZ. It can also be purchased direct or via CDW, our channel partner in North America, and by other contracted partners. Now that we've touched on each of our standalone product offerings, let's look at our Splunk Premium solutions. On our Splunk.com webpage, we currently highlight 3 premium solutions: Splunk Enterprise Security, Splunk IT Service Intelligence, Splunk ITSI, and Splunk User Behavior Analytics, UBA. Splunk Enterprise Security is a next-generation security intelligence platform. Because all data is considered security relevant, customers must purchase the same license size of ES that they purchased for Splunk Enterprise. Each standard SKU that we have for Splunk Enterprise also has an equivalently sized gigabyte SKU for ES. Customers will need to purchase the accompanying support for ES. Splunk IT Service Intelligence is also a solution that provides data-driven service insights for root cause isolation and improved service operations. It provides new level of visibility into the health and key performance indicators of IT services. Just like Splunk Enterprise Security, Splunk ITSI must be sold in the same quantity as Splunk Core. In other words, customers must have an equivalent license of Splunk Enterprise or Splunk Cloud. They must also purchase the accompanying support for Splunk ITSI. Splunk User Behavior Analytics is an out-of-the-box solution that helps organizations find known, unknown, and hidden threats using data science, machine learning, behavior baselines, peer group analytics, and advanced correlation. It presents results with risk ratings and supporting evidence so that an analyst can quickly respond and take actions. Splunk UBA is priced on the number of authorized users, meaning the number of users or system accounts in Microsoft Active Directory, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, or any similar service that's used to authenticate users inside the network. Customers will also have to purchase the accompanying support for Splunk UBA. UBA also needs to be sold with a content subscription service. The content subscription service helps us deliver time-sensitive models, rules, and configurations to our customers to help combat critical security problems. With a content subscription service, our domain experts and researchers are able to continuously improve the efficacy of the solution independent of software platform updates, making it easier for customers to stay current on the latest threats without having to perform frequent upgrades to the core software. In addition to premium solutions, we also have apps that are built to work on Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Cloud, and Splunk Lite. An app is a set of predefined inputs, configurations, searches, or visualizations that help customers start getting immediate value from their data. Apps are created by Splunk, our partners, and the Splunk community. Most of these apps are free and available for instant download from the Splunk-based site. There are also a handful of featured Splunk apps, which have an associated cost. Splunk develops and supports these featured apps, which provide rich functionality for critical resource management and complex use cases. The featured Splunk apps include the Splunk app for VMware, the Splunk app for PCI, the Splunk app for Microsoft Exchange, and Splunk Analytics for Hadoop. These apps have an extra cost because our product management research group has invested many hours and research cycles into developing and maintaining them, so that customers can get the maximum out-of-the-box value. These apps will also require customers to purchase the accompanying support plan. The Splunk app for VMware is available for a free 60-day trial directly from Splunk Base. Customer will receive support during this 60-day period. After this trial period, the customer will have to pay for any further usage. To use the Splunk app for VMware, customers will need either to purchase Splunk Enterprise licenses with capacity enough for the VMware data or have existing licenses in place. The Splunk app for VMware is priced according to a band of capacity. VMware SKUs are by data volume bands so that customers benefit from a flat price per band. There are 4 band levels. At the smallest level is a 0 to 5 gigabyte range. The next level is 5 to 20 gigabytes, then 20 to 100 gigabytes, and greater than 100 gigabytes. Customers will need to purchase support specifically for the app, which is separate from the enterprise support they may have already purchased. Now let's look at the Splunk app for Payment Card Industry Compliance, PCI. This app is geared towards providing out-of-the-box content for monitoring an organization's PCI DSS posture. In the past, when selling PCI, you needed to consider 2 ranges of volume for licensing the Splunk app for PCI: quantities up to 10 gigabytes and quantities more than 10 gigabytes. Now, the product pricing structure is a per gigabyte price with a standard index volume tiers, similar to ES and ITSI. It's recommended that you sell the same gigabyte amount of PCI as the customer has or is purchasing for Splunk Enterprise or Splunk Cloud Platform. And remember, the customer will need to purchase the accompanying PCI support. Here's an overview of the high-level details about the Splunk app for Microsoft Exchange. In order to use the Splunk app for Microsoft Exchange, customers will need to either purchase Splunk Enterprise licenses with capacity enough for additional Exchange data, or have existing licenses in place. To determine the right SKU, you need to work with your customer to determine how much Exchange data is being indexed in Splunk. It's very important that you understand that only the Exchange data indexed will determine the app license band. And once again, the customer will need the accompanying Exchange support. Splunk Analytics for Hadoop is a license add-on. Customers can use Splunk Analytics for Hadoop with Splunk Enterprise to explore their data in Hadoop and gain insights into it immediately through a single interface. The pricing for Splunk Analytics for Hadoop is done per node in the Hadoop cluster. A node is defined as a Hadoop task tracker, which executes Splunk software. The minimum number of nodes is 10. For Splunk Analytics for Hadoop quotes, you'll need to know the amount of nodes a customer has in their Hadoop cluster. Keep in mind that discounts are already built into the pricing structure, so the more nodes a customer has, the more discounts they receive. For Splunk Analytics for Hadoop opportunities, you'll be selling a 1-year term license. Selling Splunk Analytics for Hadoop perpetual licenses is not a standard offering. Now let's look at the Splunk services offerings. Splunk offers 4 types of support to ensure our customers achieve success and solve problems quickly. Community, a free option. Standard, which is only available for Splunk Lite. And Enterprise and Global support, which are available with the purchase of Splunk Enterprise. Our free community support includes documentation, the community wiki, Splunk Answers, and IRC, all available to anybody looking for answers for basic technical questions or for an immediate answer. Next is Standard, which is sold with Splunk Lite license only. Standard support offers guaranteed response time, access to support portals, and software upgrades. For customers with an Enterprise license, we provide Enterprise or Global support. Splunk Enterprise and Global support offer guaranteed response times, telephone contact, access to support portals, and software upgrades. Enterprise support is our standard offering and must be included with all Enterprise license deals. This support level includes direct access to customer support team by phone and the ability for customers to manage cases online. Global support is available at a slightly higher cost. It gives round-the-clock support for critical issues, a dedicated resource to manage the account, and quarterly review of the deployments. Product updates are included with Enterprise and Global support. If customers on Community want an upgrade, they either have to reinstate their support or purchase the product new. The goal of professional services at Splunk is to empower customers to quickly realize the full potential of Splunk and to ensure a customer's Splunk environment is supportable, maintainable, and upgradable. There are numerous standard professional service packages available for purchase, including some with built-in discounts. Splunk will scope the tasks to be performed prior to coming on site. Remember, fees are based on daily rate, and we do not charge for T&E in North America. An average engagement is 2 to 4 weeks, and the actual scope will depend on the customer's requirements. PS has a standard scoping document and process that will help you determine the right option for each specific opportunity. Help customers have a good experience with Splunk by adding education to your quotes. Splunk classes are designed for specific roles, such as Splunk Administrator, Developer, User, or Architect. EDU offers virtual and on-site training from the most basic class to highly technical advanced series. We encourage first-time customers to purchase using Splunk. Another valuable service offering for driving wider adoption with the deployment of Splunk is to offer customers the option of purchasing Splunk Advisory Engineer services through our Customer Advisory Success team. The Splunk Advisory Engineer, SAE, or Architect, SAA, is a dedicated resource who performs a variety of services to help customers use Splunk services and products to ensure maximum consumption. There are different purchase option levels for a shared SAE, a named SAE, and a dedicated Splunk Advisory Architect. Work with the Customer Advisory and Success team, the CAS team, before quoting an SAE/SAA services by emailing them at sae-cast@splunk.com. All SAE and SAA SKUs added to a quote will trigger an approval workflow in the system. The CAS team will review the request to confirm expectations have been set properly with the customer and to confirm staffing levels. Splunk has a role-based certification program available for both customers and partners. Each certification path has a defined learning path and testing and validation points. Use the certification paths to help partners and customers identify focused learning paths by role. For customers, the paths can be found on Splunk.com under the training page. make sure you scroll down to the certification section. Certification paths for partners can be found on the partner portal. At Splunk, our total addressable market is over $50 billion, and our technology addresses some of the hottest topics in the IT industry today. Splunk is a game changer for our customers. Together with our selling partners and our solution providers, we've got a lot to offer our existing and soon-to-be customers. Our customers have given us so many amazing example use cases. We group them together in areas like application delivery, IT operations, security and compliance, digital intelligence, business analytics, as well as industrial data and the Internet of Things. With our universal machine data platform and our customers' machine data, organizations can meaningfully improve their performance in a wide range of areas, meet service levels, reduce costs, mitigate security risks, maintain compliance, and gain insights. And remember, we deliver powerful analytics that anyone can use, from customer support to line of business owners, marketing, and more. These are our primary use cases and focus areas. But with Splunk, the market is unlimited. Our customers are lining up with new and interesting use cases for our product every single day. To help you sell Splunk and be strategic in your accounts, focus on the value seen in IT operations, application delivery, and security and compliance. Splunk competes well in these areas, and it's where most of our business has been. We also have numerous use cases beyond IT in the Internet of Things, but for simplification purposes, we'll just highlight these three. IT operations is made up of silos that historically haven't worked well together: network, storage, system server, data center. The leader, typically a VP of operations, has the ultimate goal to optimize all silos across all functions. This person has accountability for infrastructure performance and availability. Splunk delivers significant strategic value to this market segment, helping the VP to deliver predictive services, meet or exceed SLAs, reduce expenses, and provide operational visibility. Application delivery includes teams responsible for developing, monitoring, managing, and supporting applications in an infrastructure. Typically, the leader is a VP of applications, accountable for all aspects of application development and support. The VP's top goals are to deliver new services faster, drive business growth, support production applications, and provide portfolio visibility. The Chief Information Security Officer, or VP of Security, is accountable for enterprise security and compliance and aims to continuously protect the business against fraud, data breaches, malware, and IP theft, to comply with audit requirements, and to provide enterprise visibility. As you position our solution to these roles, you should be focusing your discussion on how to drive the most value. For example, IT operations management roles want to understand what is impacted from downtime or performance issues. Application teams want to explore how much faster the organization can deliver innovative services and how projects can yield more value from better business insight. And with security and compliance, these roles want to understand what information is potentially at risk and the costs associated with a security breach. There are so many things that can be done with Splunk that staying focused on a customer's need is going to be key. So remember to ask a lot of questions to make sure you are staying relevant to the customer. To help you frame these value-rich discussions, our enablement organization, along with our field leaders and partners, have developed a very structured set of selling tools and a playbook with recommended steps for using these tools within your Splunk opportunities. As you'll soon learn, our process begins with the business qualification on to proof and close and deploying Splunk. We hope you'll make use of the many tools along the way, such as the value stack, the whiteboard, account planning documents, value assessment tools, unique sales plays, and more. Lastly, Splunk has a thriving community of users and references. With thousands of enterprise customers and an order of magnitude more actual users, we have a passionate and vibrant community. We have a developer portal with over 3,000 unique visitors per week. We have over 600 apps contributed by Splunk, our partners, and our community. Our Knowledge Exchange answer site has over 25,000 questions answered. We hosted our 6th annual users conference in Las Vegas in 2015 with over 4,000 participants. Best of all, Splunk's passionate and vibrant community demands more from Splunk and gives us incredible feedback, which drives us to constantly innovate and respond to needs. All of these places provide you with some key selling avenues, places where you can bring users, developers, and prospects together to learn from each other, which should make selling Splunk that much easier. In summary, remember that Splunk currently has 3 core product areas: Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Cloud, and Splunk Lite. 3 premium solutions: Splunk Enterprise Security, Splunk ITSI, and Splunk UBA. And 4 featured apps: Splunk App for VMware, Splunk App for PCI, Splunk App for Microsoft Exchange, and Splunk Analytics for Hadoop. We also offer services such as customer support, professional services, education, Splunk advisory engineer roles, and a certification program. And to help you position your conversations about all of these offerings, we have a robust set of selling tools. But remember, this course is just your entry point into these offerings and tools. We have baseline enablement content specifically around all of the above, so you can really dig in and learn how each of these work. Additional training can be found on the Partner Enablement Portal or the Field Enablement Portal, or as part of your learning paths for certification and onboarding. So this is just the beginning. You're getting started, and soon you'll spend time diving deeper into our product and learn how to best position Splunk in your accounts. We hope this has been a helpful and useful overview. Thanks for listening, and happy selling.